Hello, students. This is Mrs. Smith again. Welcome to Statistics. What an exciting chapter we are on in math right now. I am so excited to go on this journey with you. Okay, so here we are today with Statistics Lesson 1. And we're going to talk today about statistical questions, all right? Statistical questions. So let's read our learning target together. Starting right there at I can, ready, go. I can recognize a statistical question. Really, that's all we're doing today. Okay, but we can read the rest of it. Start at report, ready, go. Report the number of observations and explain what was under investigation. So today we're going to focus on that first part, recognizing a statistical question. All right, so what exactly is a statistical question? Before we go on and get going, I'm going to give you an example of a statistical question and a non-statistical question. And I want you to think in your head, why are they different from each other? What makes them different? So here is the non-statistical question. How much does Eric weigh? And then here is a statistical question. What are the weights of the 6th grade students who attend Carter Middle School? So I want you just to be thinking in your head, what makes those two examples different from each other? Just think about it. We'll talk about it. Now, what is a statistical question? This is super important. A statistical question is a question used to gather information about a topic with the expectation of a variety of different but related answers. So we're going to have different but related answers. Okay, so let's look at our example again. How much does Eric weigh? Am I going to get a variety of answers? Let's say I have Eric in my class and I say, how much does Eric weigh? And he says 86 pounds. Do I get a variety of answers? No, I get one answer. But if I asked, what are the weights of the 6th grade students who attend Carter Middle School or the school that you go to, am I going to get a variety of answers? Yes. But will they all be related to each other? Yes, because they will be all pounds, right? Or pounds and ounces. Now, some of them might show up the same, like 2 or 4 kids might be the same weight. But overall, my whole set is going to be different. I'll have a variety of answers, okay? So why? Why do we care about statistical questions? Why would someone make sure that the question they're asking is statistical? Why do you think? Think in your head. Okay, some reasons people might ask a statistical question is companies use them to help make better business decisions. For example, an auto dealership might ask drivers what color of car they prefer, so they could determine what percentage of each color of car they should keep in their sales lot. Are they going to get different answers? Yeah, people might say, I prefer a gray car, or I prefer a red car, or a blue car, or a silver car, or, they're going to get a variety of answers. Some people might answer the same answer, but then that will help them. If not very many people say they want a yellow car, are they going to keep very many yellow cars in their sales lot? No. Another way or another reason people ask or gather information using statistical questions might be to determine patterns that could possibly lead to problems. For example, an organization is concerned about the environment. They could ask researchers, what was the amount of polar ice that existed every year or each year for the last 20 years to see if too much melting has occurred? Now, some years those numbers might be the same, but am I going to get a variety of answers? Yep. Are they all related to the same thing? Yes. One more reason you might ask a statistical question: to help you make the best choice for a product or service that interests you. So here's the situation. Your mom says she would buy you a new smartphone. Sweet. You ask many friends and relatives which smartphone they would recommend, so you don't end up with one that you would regret later. You probably would even try some out, right? Gathering information and then making a decision based on that. So let's practice. What I need you to do is in your own Kami assignment, find the select option right up there and click on it. Make sure you're in the mouse and then go ahead and click the link and it's going to take you to this movie on Khan Academy. And I want you to watch that video. Okay, I can't get the audio to work from my end. So go ahead and watch that video. It's about 7 minutes long. I think 3 minutes in, if you're feeling comfortable or confident with it, you can stop and then come back here to this video. Or if you really don't feel confident with it, watch the whole 7 minutes of it. It's a very good video. So I'm just going to assume that you watch that video explaining a little bit more in depth how to identify a statistical or non-statistical question. Let's do some practice. Is this a statistical question? How many robberies occurred in the neighborhood last month? No. Why is this not statistical? Because I'm only going to get one answer. How many robberies occurred in the neighborhood last month? 5, 0, 2, 1 answer only to answer that question, right? I'm not going to get a variety of answers. So let's change it. Could I have said, how many robberies occurred in the neighborhood last month? That's the question, right? I could change it to how many robberies occurred in the neighborhood each month for the last 5 years. So that's 60 months worth of data. I'm going to have a lot of different answers, right? Why would that be considered statistical? I'm going to get a variety of answers, not just one answer, that are all related to our topic. Why would people want to know that? Why might people ask that statistical question? Maybe home alarm systems, right? If they find out how many robberies happen and it's a lot, they might be able to market their system really easily, right? So let's work on this. As we go through this, I'm just going to label these as either S for statistical or NS for not statistical, just to help make things a little bit easier. So, what is your favorite dessert? Not statistical. Why? I'm only going to get one answer, right? What is your favorite dessert? Oh, cheesecake. What is your favorite dessert? Oh, cake, right? Instead, we could say, what is the favorite dessert of all of the 6th graders, right? And then we're going to have a variety of answers. So that's a way to change it to be statistical. Which radio station is listened to most by our students? Notice how students has an S on it too. This is a statistical question because we're going to have to gather information and then we would be able to say which radio station, right? What is the most favorite color of the teachers at the school? What is the most favorite color of the teachers at the school? Am I going to gather information to answer this question? Am I going to get a variety of answers? Yes. So I would say that this is statistical. How old is your BFF's little brother? Well, I only have one BFF, and it just says little brother. So this is not statistical, right? Could I say how old are, I don't know, how old are the youngest brothers in our class? We might only get 5, but we're still going to have a variety of answers, right? What % of students live south of the school? The way this is written, people would say it's not statistical because we're only going to get one answer, right? Because we're just looking for the %. But honestly, we're going to have to collect some data and information and figure out how many students live south out of the whole school and then figure out that percentage. I personally would say that this is statistical, but most people would say this is not. All right, how many pets do you have? 1, 0. U right here makes that non-statistical. We could say, how many pets do the sixth graders in our school have? Then I would get a variety of answers. How many of our sixth grade students are the oldest child in their family? Am I going to get a variety of answers? Yes. I'm either going to get yes or no, right? That is statistical. What time do you go to sleep on a school night? Not statistical. What time do the sixth graders on average go to sleep on a school night? Am I going to have to gather information for that? Mm-hmm. So remember, a statistical question is used to gather information about a topic with the expectation of a variety of different but related answers. Okay. If there is only one possible answer to your question, it would not be considered a statistical question. A statistical question should have relevance, meaning that the question, along with its answer, should provide helpful information to someone. If you're still confused about this and you didn't watch that whole video on slide 12, go back and watch that whole video on slide 12. It will help you a lot. And then click up there at the top, submit this, just write statistical or not, or S and NS, and then turn it into your teacher so that you get credit for participating. And have a great day.